Hello everyone and welcome to VVS Modeling YouTube channel. Today, we will take a close look at a brand new model by KP Models in 1 hour 72-minute scale, a Pilatus PC-9. If you are not aware, PC-9 is an advanced turboprop trainer, intended for advanced pilot training and also serves due to its high capabilities as a transition aircraft between props and jets. More than 250 of these aircraft were built since late 1980s and are or were in use by 15 different countries, while even more countries use the license-built and modified TR-6 Texan II. I have a special interest in this aircraft, as I work with these aircraft each day at work at our airbase in Slovenia. Slovenia uses a specially modified version of the M variant called Swift, which includes a weapons computer, head-up display and different armament and sensor options for the 6 underwing attachment points. The box art is very striking, showing the Croatian Air Force example performing at an air show. These birds are well known in the European air show circuit as a part of Croatian Air Force Wings of Storm display team, their 6-ship display team showing what these aircraft can do in the hands of capable pilots. As this boxing is labeled PC-9M over Europe, by turning the box to the rear side, we are greeted by the other options, a Slovenian Armed Forces camouflaged one as well as a striking yellow and black Swiss Air Force one. Rear side of the side opening box serves also as painting and decals placement instructions. You won't find those in the printed manual inside the box, so don't throw away the box too early. Unfortunately, KP doesn't give any other description on paints except for the generic names like brown, olive green, green, and no suggested paints by any manufacturer, which I find odd. Unfortunately, the modeler will have to do his or her own research in this regard. The sides of the box include information about the company, address, and such, the kit number, 468 in this case, and a side profile of a Slovenian PC-9M. The other side includes standard warnings in Czech and English as well as website info for KP's own online shop. The kit content is included in one bag. The black and white instructions appear standard with a brief historical description of the aircraft and a suggested paint list, recommending Humbrol enamels for the interior colors, which is in my opinion a bit dated as most modelers today use acrylics or acrylic lacquers by a number of other companies. Second page reveals the parts diagram, pretty standard. And we are off into the first step of the construction, starting not surprisingly with a cockpit. As you can see, you've got an option to either build PC-9M with the enlarged dorsal fin fillet as well as original PC-9 with the smaller one. Unfortunately, KP missed the other big difference between the two versions. Not only is the tail fillet larger on the MS, but so is the elevator, which is smaller on the original variant. The build then continues with the undercarriage, attaching the weapons pylons, and right at the end, the one-piece canopy, which can be attached closed according the instructions, but should pose no problems having it open. Right at the end of the instructions, there's an ad for additional accessories that can be bought for the kit, including masks and various 3D printed parts like undercarriage, weapons, and such. At the time of the recording, only the masks are listed on KP's web shop. Let's check the contents. Unlike Texan II, PC-9 uses a single-piece canopy with a middle supporting frame. The kit piece looks adequate and clear. There are some tiny blemishes on the surfaces in my example, but they should be easy to buff out with some polishing. The bottom wing with mid-fuselage section and closed air brake is made out of one part. There is some flash visible on the edges of wheel well apertures. Unfortunately, the air brake is molded closed, though it looks nice. The edges of the plastic are not best defined and will probably require a swipe or two with a sanding stick before gluing. And while the details appear relatively nice, there's no rivet details. As we take a look at one of the upper wing halves, we are again greeted by nicely engraved panel lines, but at the same time some tiny amounts of flash by the edges, so care will have to be taken during assembly. Prop blades are molded separately, and I hope this won't pose problems during assembly. As you can see, more flash is present around the instrument panels. Landing gear struts are quite simple and look a bit chunky. Exhausts appear correct, but will need to be drilled out. There are some details on the inner side of the wing which represent the wheel wells, though much won't be seen when the struts are installed. The wheels are quite simple, devoid of any details, and if you are into details, should be replaced with aftermarket items. Luckily, despite the instructions showing only 4 pylons to be installed, there's 6 of them present in plastic, so building Slovenian version will be a bit easier. The lower parts of the ejection seats also look very basic and quite chunky, and replacing them would benefit the final look of the model immensely. Let's take a look at the second sprue. The fuselage half looks okay. There are some plastic burrs in the tail skid area, which should be sanded off. The plastic would benefit from some light sanding as well, but at least the panel lines look fine. Then there are 2 tail pieces for each version, the one with the smaller fillet for first version and the one with the larger fillet for the M version. And here's the problematic part. M has the larger elevator, and if you want to do a correct earlier variant, you will have to modify the part. Instructions have no mention of this. The good thing is, that it is easier to cut away the plastic than add to it, but still. Cockpit tub is also a part of this sprue. It is a very simple affair and contains only the basic shapes and the throttle quadrants on the left side, but no side details. Instrument panel coamings are relatively thick and will benefit from sanding them down. One-piece front gear leg together with wheel and mudguard looks okay, but could be better. Ejection seat headrests. The shape is generally correct, but there's a piece of plastic sticking out on one of my examples which will need to be removed. Canopy breakers on top of them are too thick and look to be the same size and shape, while on real aircraft, they are of different sizes and shapes. Front part of the engine with the intake lip again includes some flash which will have to be carefully sanded off. The model has the characteristic short-run feeling to it. It is not too bad, but the proof is in the pudding and we'll see how it goes together. I also bought another version of this kit, hoping I will get the early version of a PC-9. Unfortunately, you get the exact same plastic, the only difference being the decals and the box. Even the instructions are generic for all the boxes. I did notice something while looking at the instructions and the decals though. Instructions tell you to apply harness decals to the ejection seats, but I couldn't find those decals on the decal sheet. However, as you can see, they are present on this other decal sheet and looks like they've been overlooked while designing the PC-9 over Europe decal sheet. I hope you've liked the review. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't yet, and see you soon with the full dual build of the PC-9 and PC-9M in Slovenian Armed Forces liveries.